Hey there, guys. We're going to be going back to Ravis for the final element of our journey. We're going to be doing a wind clear. Now, for the wind options, the units available are basically terrible, and the boss resists wind heavily. So in order for this to work, we really need things like Avon and Lahart, which I don't have. So I have bat-phoned my good friend Barry to do a clear with a team that I've planned out, and we're going to use his team to get it done. So Barry, say hello and thank you for doing this.
Yeah, man, no problem. We're gonna hope this works out because this is rough.
Indeed, even with some of the best options for wind, it's by far the hardest element to do this with. We're gonna give it a try, but and we're even slightly cheating a little bit by taking Ibarra as a buffer. She's getting no leader skill at all, so her damage is not going to be impressive. But we needed every trick possible to still do a mostly wind clear. We're not doing stuff like taking on leader skill big boy DPS like him or something, which would obviously make this no problem at all. We're taking Ibarra mostly as a support. But alright, let's get to this, Barry. Let's go ahead and start the fight up. So I'll be explaining the stuff we've done. I've spent more time than I want to admit planning all this out. Mathed it up, so this should be doable. So on the first turn, Lahart is going to do Zidane's STMR for the LB modifier, or the LB buff. Malthasia can just guard on the first turn. Mid in the base form is going to use Needles to Mirage that first attack. We're going to use Stop Resist on Avon from the Lakshmi Esper. Zidane in the base form in the shift form is going to use Windy Bellows to imbue himself with wind, because we actually don't want to use an AoE wind imbue, because that'll actually nerf Ibarra slightly. And Ibarra is going to use Bard Darkja. One of the big reasons we brought her, by bringing her, we don't need to use any resist gear in the party, because we need every speck of damage possible. Originally, I was trying to plan it out with Ihana and not Ibarra to make it, a pure team. It wasn't working, so we need to bring Ibarra. So for this turn, we're going to shift mid and do her shifted LB for the jump modifier, the wind amplify, as well as the field to also replace the enemy field. So Ibarra is going to triple here. We're going to do double Mirage, which is Bolting Strike. And then we're going to do Jin Metsu for the 200 AoE Human Killer. Zidane in the shift form is going to quad a Fyra from Ifrit using the Iranes Ring. We're going to quad a bolting skill with Malphase. And the reason for all this is we need the chain count score. We're not going to get it on the burst turn. And then Avon will just triple bolting. So we're going to chain Avon and Ibarra together, and then Zidane and Malphase. And that'll bridge up to a 116 count chain, on top of giving us Mirage as well as Human Killer for the party. And boom, chain score handled.
Okay. Again, just a note for people who care, I am hand chaining.
Exactly. No automation here.
No, just my thumbs.
Okay, so for this turn, Malphase is going to base form LB. We need to activate that tag chaining for the burst turn, because our frames here are a little awkward. We're going to use Avon to air slash the boss just to get rid of those attack and magic buffs. Now, if you had it, you would use the ramping 100 amplify wind card, but like me, Barry skipped that card, so neither one of us have that one. We're going to base form LB Ibarra for the Katana in peril, and that's a big reason she's here too, is we're using katanas on a lot of the party to get that better weapon in peril. Zidane will now go to the base form. We'll do Speedy Evasion, Thief's Secret, and then whatever. And then mid, we'll use Final Spine Shatter Dive to jump out of here. Okay, so we're going to negate all of this turn as well. Okay, so on this turn, we're now going to use Avon to break the boss with Enhanced Glimmer and Hadlar Ash. We're not going to use his field because Malphase's is better. And then just another attack, anything, doesn't really matter what. There you go. Zidane is going to do Speedy Evasion, 150 Amplify, and then Speedy Boost for himself. That's a bigger Mirage stack for himself only. Ibarra is going to triple. We're going to do a Noon to give her her personal Dark Imbue. Wish of Vengeance, and then the Amplify Magnus. Yep. We're going to shift Malphasy here, and she's going to do Quadcast As the Crow Flies. Murderous Mob, Skilled Avengers or Scavengers, and then the Fleetwing Flyers Amplify. And Lahart is now going to do 150 Amplify, take this for the modifier boost, and then Well Could You See It for the 3-stack Mirage. Just to take less damage here, although the boss does so low damage. We dispelled his attack buff, we gave big breaks, etc. Yeah, we're taking 180 damage. Nothing. Okay, so we're going to get set up for bursting, but we're not going to actually do it yet. So what we're going to do here, we're going to shift Ibarra, and she's going to be doing the shifted LB. We're going to SLB Avon and Lahart, base LB Zidane, and shifted LB Malphasy. Now, we're going to pause the video to try to get a decent roll to damage cap, because we are going to need some lucky variants on a few of the members, but we'll explain the chaining, and then we're going to cut into the damage. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be sending Malphasy first to build the chain. We have geared her with lots of chain speed, so she can solo build the chain quickly for the rest of the party. Partially because, hand chaining is not really a spark chain. Also, just to get maximum modifiers for the party. Then we're going to be sending Avon pretty much with Malphasy, because Avon is very slow apparently. Then we're going to be chaining Zidane with Lahart. They're both bolting strikers. Then Ibarra is going to come in here at cap somewhere, and Mid's going to be dropping during all that. Should be an 86 count chain if everything was done correctly. So we're going to pause the video here, and we're going to see if all our planning has worked out. See you in a moment. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and burst it up. So Malphasy is going to chain, and then Avon's going to go. Then we're going to send the bolters with Ibarra, and then we're going to drop Mid, who I couldn't quite see, but we'll see what happens.
Another happy surprise.
I hope. And
someone cooked here.
Oh my god.
24.83. That's a damage cap. That's a damage cap. That's it. That is a rank 1. That is a perfect rank 1 with win. So that team goes as high as 28.1 with flawless variants, which we'll never get. But let's evaluate the damage dealer. So Lahart, we finally got the good roll on Lahart, Barry. We finally got it.
Oh my gosh.
So, this wasn't the worst. It was like, 7 attempts or so to get it? It wasn't that bad.
It feels like longer than that.
It feels longer when you keep getting that 22, 22, 23. It's so close, 6 times in a row. But there it is. Because always someone underperforms. So let's see. So Lahart's damage is between 4.5 to 7.6. He got an almost maximum roll. He's missing 600 million. No big deal. Malphasy has between 5.2 to 6.1. She rolled pretty low this attempt. Unfortunate. Mid is between 4.3 to 5.6. Almost a maximum on Mid. Remember what we said? We need 2 high rolls. One from Lahart, one from Mid. There it is. So Malphasy almost minimum, and it didn't matter. Avon, his range is 1.1 to 1.9. He rolled average. And then Zidane, it's 3.1 to 4.0. He got mid-range. And then Ibarra, 1.7 to 2.8. Slightly under. But the high rolls from the double hand big hitters, that did it. All right, let's go ahead and show the gear, Barry. And thanks for doing this.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. What an experience.
It was fun. It was I saw that 24.4. I'm like, oh god, did we really miss it by 50,000 or something? But nope, that was it. So Lahart right here he's wearing the best gear, of course. His tunic is required because it's 1,000 something flat attack, very important. But there you go, his STMR. He's singing Zidane's STMR, and we gave him... You know what, Barry? After we changed up the chaining order, we could have gone and taken all that chain speed off of the other units and given, like, Esper stats for more damage. I didn't think of that, because originally he was going to start the chain with Zidane, and we kind of swapped it up a little bit, mid-attempts. But, hey, it worked out. And then the vision card is because Global skipped the wind vision card, so that's literally the best vision card for Lahart, because we skipped the wind one. So, Fusion of Heroes. Malphase, in the base form, we did change our actions a little bit. So, she's now the Needles on turn 1. But shift form, we gave her some chain speed. So, Prodigious, Promise, and then Hateful, etc. I think we were supposed to... Oh, well. It didn't matter. It worked out. There it is. There it is. I'm just thinking to my head, maybe we should have given her an extra source of chain speed because she's going first now, but it worked. It worked. Mid base form didn't use it, or we actually stopped using it. We initially had her doing needles, but shift form is now using the Katana build. Part of the reason we brought Ibarra was for that Katana in Peril, big Katana in Peril. If you have the Dark Vision's dagger, that's slightly better because we have a bigger dagger in Peril, but we're not going to spend 10,000 dark matter just for this goofy clear. But there,
I told him I would do it. I told him I would.
He did.
He told me not to.
He did. I was not going to let him spend 10,000 dark matter on a totally obscure weapon just for this goofy video. And then vision card for the chain cap, we got the Wish Granting Demon. Next one. Avon, again, Katana build because his sword is only a 30% in peril, so Katana build. A lot of human killer, his own STMR, chain speed, preemptive attack power, etc. And then vision card. If you have the wind vision card to amplify the wind, like the Flash of Steel or something, use that. If not, this one's fine. So there we go. Next is Zidane is in the base form, because the base form is bolting strike frames to chain with Avon. So double dagger. If you have the Dark Vision's one-handed dagger, again, that'll be more damage, but not worth it. Really not. And then vision card, I forgot what we gave him. What did we give him? Rising Flames, that's fine. And then shift form, he's using Irene's Ring and Craftsman's Book and Titus's Garb. That way we don't imbue Ibarra with wind to capitalize on her Dark Amplify. And there you go. And Ibarra, base form is our passive provoker tank with death immunity. Other than that, not much important in the base form. Passive provoke, etc. And then shift form is damage. All in for the damage. And she has no leader skill here whatsoever. So, unleader skill damage of 10.5 attack power, or magic. And there it is. That was the clear. So thanks again, Barry, for helping me get this shown. Very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. That's a word.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was like 6 or 7 attempts for us to get it done, but because we kept saying like either a minimum roll from mid or a minimum roll from Lahart. One of the two kept just sabotaging the attempt, and finally, both of them got a good roll.
And it was usually mid. Let's not call a kettle a kettle. It was mid almost every time.
It was.
She gave us one decent run before the final one, and that just happened to be a min roll on the heart. He was pretty consistently average.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's the clear. So thanks again. See you in a bit.
Take care, guys.